For this visualization tool, um, so basically I use Google Colab, and the reason I like Google Colab is it allows me um, polish on my Python skill because Colab is a web-based tool that lets you write and run Python code. It's a Jupyter notebook environment that is hosted on the cloud. So for this visualization tool presentation, I'll be using one of the old homework, and I also generated some database to simplify a few things that I'll be showing you. So basically, Collab works with Pandas. It also works with Seaborn. Pandas is call it the foundation, and then Seaborn is built on Pandas. Um, One of the things I like about Pandas or Google Colab is it allows you clean data using, if you have a data on CSV file or Excel file and you're not very good with Excel, you can actually clean data clean the data using, Python code. And what I've done here is I've purposely duplicated some of my data. So this is just a simple data, Netflix movie title and their rating. And here you can, if you can see, 6 and 7 is the same thing, and 12 has no value here. So um, to clean this out, I just basically I'll be doing a copy and paste here because I already have this code. Try to save time. Um, so this the drop underscore duplicate, which is what is here. Def takes care of any duplicated data. And now we need to take care of every non-data. And what we do is, there you go. So when we are done cleaning our data, we can still go ahead here to begin to do some visualization. And this is a line chart. So basically this, you might not understand how I get this. Basically you can just, go on Google and type, Python code for generating, visualization, and it gives you a guideline on how to go about that. So you don't necessarily need to know it, but the good thing about it, what I've learned is as I continue to do that, I, begin to get a hang on it on how to play around with this. So I mean, okay, so the fig tree here, let me just give a little bit of explanation. The fig tree here just generally tells you about the size. We can increase it if we want. We can increase that to, let's say, 15. Increase that to 15, and maybe this is 8. And if you keep an eye on this when you run it, you see it gets bigger. And then color goes to light green. You can change it to blue if you want. So basically, all you need here is the the code. It's pretty straightforward code. And the good thing about what I like about Google Colab is it's suggestive, right? So as soon as you try um to put a code in, it gives you some AI generative suggestion of what it thinks you're trying to do. you know so here I said, what I try to demarcate. I said, you know um from, red if rating is less than 5, else light green. And then you see every rating that is less than 5 here is red, and the rest of it is still on light green. Okay. Another thing about Google Colab is you can you can display you can display your data, right? Um, you can tell it to display your data, and also you can also use it to change your data or the file type. Like if you want it to um, change from Excel file to CVS, you can do that, and then you can import and then use it elsewhere if you want to. So this is another data frame that I just cooked up, created it to, to simplify some things here. So you can see it's very straightforward. Label is cake, marker zero, color green. This is, pretty straightforward. Let's make a pie chart here and play around some more with that. So this is a pie chart, right? And as you can see, it's like in 3D because of the shadow. So to get rid of that, we turn that into a statement, and that gets rid of the shadow. And explode, we turn that into a statement. I'm gonna come back to that shortly. Okay, so for this, let me explain what this is. Definitely, these are the products. We want the pie chart to show the product in the cake, bread, pastry, cookies, and all the rest of that. And that's the sales for the month. And these codes here are just colors, right? If you go on Google with this, there are various code for different colors. And this, like I said earlier, this is just the size. It's just the size of the visualization. Now, the label says products, right? So an auto pack this. So what this is your percentage here. So for this syntax, the first percent and the second percent just simplifies, it's like in quote what you want inside of it. So we want one decimal, one number after the decimal, and that's why we have one frequency there. If you change that to two, which you can, and run it, you see you have it there, 26.92, right? That's the frequency, and the percent, this percentage is what shows there. This you can also, let's bring it back to one. And basically, the start angle here just says, okay, at what angle do I want it to start from? Because obviously from here, um, the first is the cake, right? So at what angle do I want it to start from? This is 100 degrees. We can change this to 90 degrees. So it doesn't really matter. You see the difference is at 90 degrees, right? At 90 degrees, starts at 90 degrees. So personally, I like the 100. So I'll leave it at that. And then this explode, basically what it does is it takes one of this data, either bread or pastry or cookies, whichever you want, and it explodes it. And let's do let's do pastry. Now pastry is the third on this sequence. We have cake, cookies, pastry, and bread, right? So let's do pastry, for instance, because previously I have done bread. So it says you come here where I say 0, 0, 0, then 0.5. Let's bring this to 0. Excuse me, sorry. And then make this 0.5. and then there you go. So you can do it for either of them. You just know where it lies in this sequence of products, and then you can, explode whichever one you want to emphasize on. Um, and this is just basically, if you want to put a shadow on it, shadow true or false. But if you say false, it's still going to remain this way. But um, let's do that, and that's a shadow. So what I want to do now is to go ahead and import file. So we'll do this. I have to reduce this so I can see. There we go. So this is it reading the file, you know. So all it did import pandas as PD. This equals to read Excel file. So if it's a different file, let's say CVS, you're going to say pd dot read underscore the file, the kind of file it is, and then the name of the file right here. And then this code is for the code of the kind of file, which you can see right here. It's an Excel file. And then print. This is it right here. So this is our file. So as part the assignment or the homework, we're asked to find correlation within this data set. There we go. So personally, I use the heat map, right? I use the heat map, and that is why we have this, you know, annotation here, true, CMAP, cool, warm. This is just basically, there are various codes for different colors, and then we run that there. And if you can see here as well, it said decimal, we want it to be 2. That's why we have it 0.7. I can make that 1 here. I can make that 1. I can change this color if I want, you know. So it's pretty straightforward. And wherever it's a fig tree size, it's just talking about the size. This is very straight. This is, if you look at this carefully, you see it's like few lines of coding to give you this delivery that you want, and then you can take a snapshot or download it if you want to um, get exactly what you're looking for. um, Let me run this. Yeah, see, this is a different color, the same database, this different color, and um, a scatter plot at the end of the day. So these are all just notes I made for myself, and that's why we have all this. If you go in front of any code and you put a hash sign there, it turns the code into a note. It reads it as a note, so it doesn't take it into consideration when it's displaying your visualization. So basically, that's what it is right here. This is how Google Colab works. If you have any question, feel free to, shoot it at me, and I'll be able to answer your question. Thank you very much, and have a good one. God bless.
Well, thank you.